Sometimes the good Lord, right? Sometimes the good Lord provides you comedy gold, right? This is indeed one of those glorious. Oh God, he's doing more. He's so sad. Anyway, this is one of those glorious, glorious times. Poor Ben Cook. Listen, the current age has not been fun for the woke arsehole, right? It has not been fun. I mean, look, their Doctor Who, they said, was going to be stunning and brave and beloved forever. Gone and forgotten, right? Much like the Time Team. Like, if I think actually we have a interesting scientific analysis which explains the phenomenon. All right, here.
Everything woke turns to shit, okay? It's true. It's true. Look at what's happening.
Yeah, every woke turns to shit. And people are like, no. Trouble is, people like me warned it's going to be shit for years and years and years, and now people are like living in, third world terror. Now they woke it up. I love the flag thing. That's something else I want to show you. That's really funny. Anyway, Dan Hadley quite correctly pointed this out, say that it's a Jodie-centric copy of Doctor Who magazine. And again, like, who's this for? Right. Really, who is this for? I can't believe there's that many people who like Jodie Whittaker that much that want it on Doctor Who magazine. The cover is actually it's badly done. They think they did the best they could. But the cover is, at least they're trying to go along with the, very traditional Pertwee 10th anniversary cover, right? In terms of its tone, and they did a similar one. Sylvester McCoy did a similar one with the Tetrappers, I think, instead of a Sea Devil. And I think Peter Capaldi also did another one. So good for them. But, like, who's it for, right? Who's it for? So Dan points out, completest Doctor Who fans gets another bad deal. Yeah, we kind of do this Thursday when the extortionately priced official magazine devotes massive pages to interviewing Jodie bloody Whittaker. I mean, really? The only thing that made Jodie Whittaker's performance seem not excruciatingly awful, like it's the worst thing in the entire universe, is... Judy Catwall's actually worse, right? Amazing. And you wouldn't have thought that's possible because it was one of the worst performances I've ever seen, ever. It was epically awful. Same one calls the downward spiral in circulation of said magazine in the first place. Real smart move. So Benjamin Cook goes, "You're so weird," right? To Dan responds, "You sound like my daughter." He does. Again, this is the sad story of Ben Cook, right? In the 1990s, he was 19 and cool, right? It's 30 years later. He's nearly 50. He hasn't moved in life at all, right? As far as I can see, he hasn't moved in life. It's really genuinely sad, right? And it's not like he's not a talented guy. And as you'll see in this thread, I always go to pains to say, oh, no, he's very good at his job. And he is, right? But it's sad, right? It's so sad. So he's somewhat obsessed with me, right? I trigger him often. So I reply to this, yeah, but Dan, your daughter will grow out of it. Poor Benjamin Cook is the epitome of the aging student. Like his life is frozen in time where it was 20 years ago and never progressed any further. And that just is the truth, right? That really is just the truth. But again, you've got to stop and think of the energy he's put into this at this point. Right? Hey, Rabbi, you took a wager to your chosen charity if you can prove. What is it? My daughter's dog. If you can prove your claim memory, I gave you 3 months. It's been 10. Have you bought it? No, darling, I ignored you because you're a twat and don't matter. Right? And then. Time to cough up. Page 502. Let's say children with cancer. Post the receipt. So, and he posts this picture to somehow try and prove it, right? Look, Ben, mate, Ben. At no point did I say I'm accepting your wager, right? as I recall here, we'll hear it from your own mouth right now. Again, look at this. He went, he found pictures, he clicked out. This is a lot of work, right? This shows me somebody, doesn't have enough employment. Right? This is a lot of time and trouble he went to. But okay, let's have a look. Where is it? Is it downloaded yet? Oh, now it's downloaded. Doink. I'm in the wrong thing again. Doink. No, it's a picture that downloaded. Here we go. Maybe try it down this way. Oh, there you go. Doink. There we go. Now it's downloaded. And again, look, he keeps using like video evidence of me being gracious and nice about him. Right? It's really weird. Right? Is it not downloading? Here. Dang it. Give me a second. If I press that, does that work? Yeah. Copy video address. We'll do this. We'll go to Twitter video downloader. Let's see what happens if I do this. Doink. 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 Thinking about it. Verification. Okay, there you go. Doink. I mean, look at the amount of time I'm making just to download it, right? He went and how he found it is beyond me, but good researching, right? Oh, sad little fuck. So, doink, there you go. I always laugh when I say it's Benjamin Cook. Look, he's very good at his job. He really genuinely is. That writer, again, am I being nice about him there? I think so. I'm just being honest. That was a good book, but I still remember, like, I have a collection of Doctor Who magazine going back, to the beginning, and I on Sabbaths when I'm offline, I normally pull out a copy of Doctor Who magazine to read over Sabbaths from yesteryear. Yeah, that is true. I do that often. That's true. And like one time, it was Benjamin saying, "This is my final." Article I'm doing for Doctor Who magazine, moving on to bigger and better things, and clearly he didn't. Right. I do remember that. I believe there was an issue where it was like a soap. And he seems to have said, well, we go into that in a minute. There was an issue with it was like Matt Smith and what's his name, Amy and Rory, but it was like a soap magazine cover pastiche. Right, I think it was in that one. Right? And he's just so full of shit. So this is actually an interesting thing. But look, he's edited these things together. I mean, like, okay, good for you. Oh, wait for you. Show me anywhere in Doctor Who magazine where I've said, this is my final DWM feature. I'm off. I can't remember. I can't. Ben, nobody gives a shit about you. Really? Why would it, like, only fucking weirdos clip things out and remember them all time, so you can vanquish your enemies on X. Really, dude, get a fucking life, mate. And I'm not saying that as a mic drop. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that merely as he one human being down. Get a fucking life. This is pathetic. It was in the 2010s, 2015s, around there. Oh, look, I'm saying exactly the same thing. Okay. Well, I wonder why that would be. My poor 9 brass monkeys. Is this really what's his name? 500 to charity of your choice. If not, you give 500. And I did see you write that. Maybe you forgot. I don't know. But, okay, at any point, do you hear me accept his wager? Like, Ben, because you say it doesn't make it a contract. These people are narcissistic weirdos. They really are. Yeah, Ben, you saying something doesn't make it scientific fact, mate. Why would I lie about that? Yeah, you totally said that. It was like, yeah, why would I lie about it? You did say that. It was like, I remember the time team you had as well, which you destroyed by having your diverse time team. Half of them turned out to be perverts. I'll start looking around for it then, if you want. And donate money to charity. It's a good thing, right? Be a good person. Donate money to charity. Don't wait for me to give you an excuse, right? Go ahead and donate it. That wasn't me accepting your bonkers challenge because you're batshit fucking crazy, and I don't care enough to go through copies of Doctor Who magazine to find it. It doesn't matter, Ben, and you don't matter. right? That's the thing you really need to get through your head. You don't matter. Good thing. Is it worth the trouble? I might, you know what? I might go around and look for it, right? I really might go around and look for it. Guess I didn't. I forgot the minute this was over. But like, this doesn't make you look good, Ben. Right? This makes you look like a weirdo. Let's see if you find it. Okay, fine. It goes on. So yeah, that didn't happen. Right? I didn't accept your bonkers bet, to which I told him, dude, your bonkers bet bonkers and weirdly obsessive when it comes to me. You are. You're like, dude, like you're like waiting for some content. It's weird, mate. Right? It's weird. I wish you had like, you know, a stable family that could like help you, but you don't. This weird obsession started, I should have said, as I recall, right? I started when you asked me something along the lines of, who cares if a trans woman goes into female spaces, in a female space? And I pointed out that some women don't like people with penises in the spaces, even if they're women, right? And then you had a meltdown, and it's going on years later. It is. Get a grip, mate. Okay. And for your own sake, get a life. I mean, really. Members letting you down, old man. Give the fuck. Your fixation with me started 5 years ago. I didn't fixate. Okay, look, he's got. Look how he characterizes something, and then I'm going to show you the reality of it, where I'm just being incredibly nice and genuine to him, right? But he can't understand that because I don't know, he's a fucked up little dude, right? When you barged into my mentions and you invited me on a live stream, I turned you down. You've never got up to. I don't give a fuck. If I wouldn't have you on, you just, you're disgusting. Like what? So yeah, this is me barging into his live streams, right? Benjamin Cook, love your work. See, I think start off by being nice and pleasant. I saw you got into spat with Null Zone. We live in incredibly divisive times, and I think there's a lot more you both really agree on than not. So I'd love to help you find some common ground between you. Please get in touch. Thanks. So look, that's not me inviting you on my live stream, right? That's me inviting to try and help you, right? This is me being gracious. And that you're showing this of my, as evidence of my feelings, is your bonkers, right? No thanks. Okay, so then you start becoming an arsehole. No thanks. Sorry, Noel describes me as trans as an illness, unnatural. I'll stay clear of those people. Why would you want to fight it? Like no, okay. I posted proof that I'm fucking crazy. Besides, he's so boring. It's 2020. The should a woman be allowed to play the doctor debate was had in 2019. She was allowed. She was just shit, right? But thanks for the kind words. And dude, writer's tale. It changed my life. Okay. I'm just being nice to you, right? You tweeted me. Twitter said that I just saw the conversation come up my Twitter, no idea, and didn't really read all the thread. I saw your question and I thought I answered. Nothing since the going on. Okay, he's out of his mind, right? It's like Ben. These things that you have sourced make you look like a weirdo piece of shit, right? That you need help. This doesn't help your art. You just show me being grace and nice to you then. I see. Quick look at Twitter and blimey, it's RIP Doc 2 and bullied. Sorry, he was bullying. And get off Twitter and get yourself a life. Yeah, that's good advice. Get off Twitter and get yourself a life, right? So again, Ben, no one agreed to take you up on your bullshit batshit wager. I don't know why you think I did, other than you're crazy. Put up or pay up. Well, I put up. I haven't done. Donate to charity, you said. It's a good thing. Yes, not dependent on my action. If you want to donate to charity, donate to charity. That was the clear. Only a fucked up, crazy loser with no life whatsoever could possibly think anybody meant, right, I'm talking about Ben Cook. Okay, dude. Are you a man who, again, I've literally played it, right? And nobody had the same conclusion as you. I've seen your live streams are not for me, but don't forget to tell your 22 viewers, okay, if I'm so irrelevant, why are you frothing at the mouth, right? Reckon you're predicting. Okay, fine. Okay, so I'll clip this out for you tomorrow. And again, like that, you meant and edited a video of me going, oh, you're crazy. Like, you've looked like genuinely, what you've chosen through this has made me look like a saint and you look like a shit, right? It's not working out the way you think. And honestly, you need to find an honest person who likes you and cares about you, right? Who can discuss these things with you, right? Genuine. And I'm trying to explain something genuinely. He can't understand, right? Because again, what you've chosen to prosecute your case did the opposite. I seem gracious and nice, and you seem like a piece of shit. And that's what you chose to post. At no point did I agree to your wager. When I said, if you give to charity, it's a good thing. I didn't say, I accept your bet, and you will be giving to charity. That didn't happen, right? You are bonkers, McBonkers. I'm sorry it all worked out so badly for you, right? I'm sorry that everything you believed has turned out to be false. I'm sorry that women don't have penises, right? I'm sorry and that's really, I am sorry that women don't have penises. Now, I don't mind if you believe women can have penises. That's fine. You have your belief, I'll have mine, but you can't dictate my belief, and you can't bully people into pretending they accept your belief, right? I'm sorry your politics is a fucking failure, right? I mean, look at Keir Starmer. Look at everywhere your politics is implemented, the country's turned into a shithole. I mean, look at London. London is now a shithole, right? Where Jews are not safe to walk the street, right? It's beyond embarrassing. Thank God for the flag campaign, right? That you're raising the colours. I mean, it's been one of the best things that happened in years. Right? It's all worked out bad for you. Donald Trump came back. You thought he was vanquished, right? Your woke queer Doctor Who failed miserably, right? And your life is still in the shitter, which is, I think, the real problem, right? Get a life, mate. Oh, get a life, settle down, get married. And it's okay that you're gay. Get married to a bloke, right? Whatever you want, right? But get a life. Oh, anyway. Thanks for your inquiry. Fine. Let's get a bit big finish. Oh. There we go. Oh, just comedy gold, baby. Comedy gold. What can I tell you? And I wasn't planning to do the stream tonight. It's fantastic. Impressive reveals why he turned down Doctor Who in 1966. Would have been a really weird choice, right? Here, what did he look like in 1966? Brian Blessed, 1966. I mean, genuinely a weird choice. I wonder how we would have played it. Anyway, let's see what they got to say. Veteran actor Brian Blessed reveals why he turned down Doctor Who in 1966. He has no regrets on turning down the role of Doctor Who. Veteran actor Brian Blessed has no regrets about turning down the coveted role of Doctor Who. It wasn't coveted in 1966. He would have been the second person to play the role. When William Hartnell left his 3-year old sci-fi drama through ill health. But the 88-year-old Brian claims that Beav started touting his name around as the second Doctor before he'd even been approached. And so he decided to cause havoc behind the scenes to the TV bosses. They eventually asked him, when they eventually asked him to join the show. One second. No, that's not spot again. He revealed, did you know the Radio Times put me the front covers as Doctor Who? Really? I didn't know that. The reason he was going to make me Doctor Who without even talking to me. But they were terrified when I said, even if I played Doctor Who, I wanted to be original. I mean, I guess he's in the same kind of mold as Patrick Troughton, right? It's I can see he's in a similar mold. But they were terrified when I said if I play Doctor, I want him to be Oriental, not original. Can you imagine? Well, Patrick Troughton said blackface, right? This was 1960s, and they nearly had an heart attack. His name is not Dr. John Smith, it's Doctor Who. It's an Oriental. I don't regret turning it down. Why did he turn it down? Fucking crazy. Right. The second incarnation went to the then 46-year-old Patrick Troughton, who played the role for 3 years, and it'll be another 20 years before Brian was approached in the long-running show as King Ikanos, but his decision did not backfire. Having been in the BBC series Z-Cars, he starred in many films such as Flash Gordon, The Phantom Menace, and Robin Hood. He didn't star in any of those. I mean, listen, he stole the show in Flash Gordon, right? Hawkman, die! Fine. Now I got to get that clip. Brian, Blessed, Flash, Gordon's alive. Dive. Where is it? There you go. There we go. Doink. Hang on. Video file. Oh man, I forgot how good this was. And the music's really good. Like, if you didn't have Flash Gordon, would you have to make it super disco now? I just want to hear Hawkman die.
Hero's hit! I'm going in after him! Impact your spine!
The crap how good this is.
Oh, well. Who wants to live forever?
This is post Star Wars, isn't it? I think so. But not like, you know. Oh, a bit of Brian May goodness going on there. Fine. So he turned it down because he's crazy, okay? I think that's the answer. Because he's crazy. There we go. Whoopi Goldberg still wants to play Doctor Who, but no, she won't. Okay, Whoopi, you're crazier than Rosie O'Donnell, darling. Give it a rest. Doctor Who fan Whoopi Goldberg has been saying for years she wants to play the Doctor, but she knows it probably won't happen. I mean, God only knows in this day and age. On Thursday night, Whoopi Goldberg took to the stage at Hamlin's Apollo, now known soullessly as the Eventim. I hate to agree with Bleeding Cool, but I think they're right. I think that is reasonably soulless. But again, Whoopi Goldberg's fucking nutball, right? I mean, a genuine nutball. 1 second. Where am I up to? Doink. Now I've lost my place again. There we go. There you go. Fine. So, first time in 3 years, on the eve of her 70th birthday, and, you know, sadly, she should have been locked away a long time ago in a home for the bewildered. She gave us stand-up crowd work and even hugged a man who had tattoos of her all over her body. Well, that's got to be weird. She was funny, filthy, fascinating, a life well lived, and being lived despite the people whose life support she has had to pull over the years. Okay. For the second hour, she sat down and was interviewed by Graham Norton about her life, which only got as far as Ghost. I think you're probably in good territory then. I presume the second half is in Cardiff the following night. But he did bring up something that Whoopi Goldberg has mentioned before, her desire to play the lead Doctor Who. And yes, she has mentioned it a lot of times, right? So again, you know, I'm surprised. Rusty Davis, I'm surprised you didn't get Whoopi Goldberg in to be the Doctor instead of Billy Piper, right? I really am surprised he didn't do that. You know, because again, she's going to be the Doctor. I mean, probably never, but for like, yeah, okay. Here's what I think is reasonably likely to happen. That Billy Piper's like, oh, hello, right? And then all of a sudden she'll split into two and it'll be her and David Tennant, right? And it'll be like they'll give it some weird thing where they can have one adventure together on Christmas before introducing the new Doctor. That's what the BBC would love, right? And you know, I can totally see that going down. So all these times she wanted to play it in 2021, except in 2023, Dr. Graham Norton, Virgin Radio. I am busy, but if a random Doctor Who came along, I could do it. I understand I'm going to be the new Black Doctor, but I can be Doctor. Okay. But again, like, she's totally bonkers, right? She is totally bonkers. They're talking about the history of being female doctors, which was actually much more legitimate until Jodie Whittaker, right? Doctor Who star Ncuti Gatwa called Shakespeare unapologetically queer. No, he fucking wasn't. Oh my God. No, he wasn't unapologetically queer. Oh, I mean, he might have been apologetically queer, but he said it wasn't unapologetically queer, right? So it goes back again. Oh, am I going to reply? I think so. Oh, I get too into this stuff, which is a mistake. Here we go. No. No, I haven't. You're just bonkers and have still never been to Israel. Have you? Okay, fine. What we're up to? No, over here. He's not unapologetically queer. Oh, for fuck's sake. Why does that, like, could you imagine, like, oh, Shakespeare, totally Jewish. 100% Jewish. Has to be Jewish. Oh, yeah. 120% Jewish. Yeah, of course he is. Unapologetically adding the 6th century playwright Chris Marlowe was a bad bitch. I mean, like, Ncuti, we're all over this. I mean, don't be wrong. Like, his natural environment is in theatre with the Lovies, right? But Ncuti, we're just done. Everybody's done, right? We're just done with this insanity. Oh, it's giving me a headache. Ncuti Gatwa stars as Chris Marlowe on London's West End play Born with Teeth. Told Vogue the character was a bad bitch, adding if Chris Marlowe was alive today, he would be painting the town. He would have painted the town red. The rival between the rivalry they feel towards each other is the admiration they feel that affects their artistry. It was juicy subject matter to get into. The actor said, "I mean, Ncuti, you're a fucking moron." Right, you don't understand, juicy subject matter. If you juicy subject matter is somebody coming on your face, okay? Then you're like, well, what's the problem with that? Play Marlowe. The play reportedly focused on the relationship between the two playwrights. Series of imaginary meetings. Ncuti went on to say how unapologetically queer Kit Marlowe was, and indeed Shakespeare. I found the pair of them would write into their work same-sex pronouns. What? I found out the pair of them would write into their work same-sex pronouns that they wouldn't hide their queerness. No, Ncuti, you're just a narcissist weirdo. All right? I mean, genuinely a narcissist weirdo. One second. Let me ask Grok. We'll go to Grok. What's he saying about? Was Shakespeare... that's spelling it wrong. Hang on. Shakespeare gay? Let's see what Grok has to say. No. This is funny. Hang on. Look. Was Shakespeare? No. There's no yeah, exactly, Ncuti. There's no. He wasn't gay, right? He's not gay. It's Kit Marlowe, isn't it? Marlowe, gay. Christopher Marlowe. Was Christopher Marlowe gay? Searching. No. Okay. Shooty. No. No. Oh. Unapologetically queer Kit. No, they were. No, they weren't. I thought I had to play this role. I thought I'd have to play this. I have to play this role. I was taken by the accident. I was saying by notion there was an iconic queer artist in the Elizabethan era, and the legacy has been hidden a bit. It had been hidden completely because it's not true. Because you're fucking crazy. Be cool to engage with that. Not resurrected, but give it new life. Oh God. Like really, Shooty, it says you're very unconfident about your life and your worldview, that you have to get positive affirmation everywhere you look for it, right? I mean, everywhere you look for it, and there just isn't any there. Let's clear up. Let's close down the windows. Let's have a look at the spin machine that tries to pretend that this era Doctor Who was anything other than disaster, right? An absolute disaster. I would love to know what the sales are going to be like on this trade paperback. I imagine low, right? I imagine low. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if Doctor Who magazine doesn't survive the second Wilderness years. It might do, but I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't. Right? Not in the slightest. God, these just look like awful. I mean, look at the cover over here. It's just shit. I'm sorry. Anyway, the Interstellar Song Contest. How are they going to pour perfume onto this pig? Which is apparently super pro-Israel for some reason, right? Audacious is the word. No, shit is the word. Degenerate is the word. Unwatchable is the word. Audacious, no. An episode so big, bold, and brazen that it was broadcast just before the lavish spectacle of the real-life Eurovision Song Contest. And, you know, if the show had connected to an audience, it would have been a great idea. But it didn't connect to an audience, did it? Why is that? Because most people are not queer. Now, that's just, you know, and again, Shooty Gatwa, who sees queerness everywhere. Now, everything's got to be queer, right? No, it's not. Respect to the real-life Eurovision Contest, and did not look wanting. Well, I thought Euro looks kind of tacky as well, frankly. In fact, this Eurovision in space had to look and feel bigger than reality to convince of such an episode requiring the enormous faith in the whole Doctor Who production team, put out all the sorts of effects, design effects, music, and everything in between. They really delivered it was awful. What a show. Okay, the script was nonsense, right? Nonsense many times over, right? That just didn't work in any way. No, it wasn't stunning and brave. Hate to tell you, it wasn't stunning and brave. The only reason it all works so well is the Harmony Arena, the vast space station in a bubbling space, 900 years in the future, looked at once very sci-fi and very familiar. Yeah, no, they just did a space. Like, why are you pretending this is any great feat of engineering? No, they just did Space Euro. For goodness sake. With such an episode required. I don't know what a show. And it all works so well. No, it really does. It's one of the worst episodes Doctor Who ever made. But that's true of the host of the Kiss too, the Space Cat and Ryan Clark. Now, honestly, I think Rylan was great casting for this. I really do. It's the same as whenever they had in like celebrity casting. Right? When Eccleston wakes up and he's in the Big Brother room. Right, that bit really worked. I thought he was fine in it as well. The mechanics of televising this space concert are also really familiar. We know and understand this extraordinary space. It's an episode that does something even more audacious. 11 minutes in, the bubble pop and 100,000 people, celebrity hosts and performers and audience, tumble into up into the vacuum of space. Yeah, but again, there has no consequence because they all get saved in a completely unconvincing manner. This could easily change the whole tone of the episode to something dark and brutal. But no, we just let the 100,000 people die, shits and giggles, right? Yeah, exactly. It was totally shit. Like, and again, this is shit. But the episode definitely retains that sense of awesome spectacle. Seen from a distance, it's chillingly beautiful. By the way, they break into this box, right? And the people who have the tickets aren't able to get in. A previous Doctor would have made friends with them and come in with them, rather than just stealing it. Seen from this, it's chilling and beautiful to watch. Tiny specks of people spiraling something from the structure, framed against the stars. The Doctor windmilling helplessly conveys real danger, but it's diffused by a Ryan Clark cracking joke as he turns to ice. Again, I thought Ryland was fine in it. All that he was one of the few things that worked. This was also written by Juno Dawson, who I think is a degenerate pervert, frankly. All right, I think the same thing with Ross Lee Davis now as well. Yes, people die in the episode we hear, but we don't see it. People gunned down by drone guards as part of the phase one, and we're told about the atrocities carried out on planet Helia, such as a kid's mother being shot, or this was all very based on Israel, right? Again, more based on the fictitious Israel that only exists in the minds of anti-Semites, right? It's again, this idea that an evil invading force came here and threw out all the innocent Palestinians, and then we raped them, we murdered them, and we've been performing a genocide on them ever since. I mean, don't you think we would have been done? Like, if we wanted to do a genocide on Gaza, it would have taken an afternoon, right? Genuinely an afternoon. But the focus is that was shown to be huge, audacious fun. Yeah, I know, it was very jarring and it didn't really work. Speaking of things not working, Susan coming into it. This was an indication to me that they couldn't give a shit and they knew it was over and they just said, who gives a fuck? Right? Because if they cared about this Susan cameo would have been cut out because it was pointless and it went nowhere. Right? There are more surprises than being a big twist. Graham Norton pops up and then at the end cheerfully relates the destruction of Earth. Two iconic figures return. The Doctor Who, both last seen in Dimension Time, the Rani and Susan's granddaughter, and Doctor's granddaughter, Susan. See, here's the thing. They had no idea Anita Dobson was going to be the Rani, right? And that's very clear from both the performance and the writing of the character, right? They had no idea she was going to be turned out to be the Rani. They just said, we'll come up with something cool, right? And look, Russell Davis does that a lot. And Russell, you haven't actually come up with anything cool, right? You've just kind of fucked up over and over again. Which I have to ask, like, is this the biggest fuck up in the history of Doctor Who? And I think it must be, right? Much more than like 86. Though perhaps Susan isn't really here, it's just the Doctor's subconscious muddling up his deepest feeling. No, it was supposed to connect to something, right? It was supposed to connect to something, but they changed it because they got cancelled. Essentially, they should have just they should have just cut it out, frankly, or come up with some other thing that woke him up. Because it was just pointless. It was pointless and member bearers, and it didn't do anything for the story. The Rani and the Doctor's granddaughter, Susan, though perhaps Susan isn't really a blah, 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 blah. That would explain why she says somebody else's words, find me, which was the last thing that Rogue said to the Doctor. Oh, fuck off, I forgot about Rogue. Thank God. They may in turn explain why the Doctor ignores Susan telling her to stop. hitting the now defenseless kid. This guy, this shooting out this doctor, was nothing like the Doctor. Like, nothing at all like the Doctor in any way, shape, or form. They may in turn explain why they stop, but he only stops when Belinda, real and in the room, tells him, horrified, no! Whereupon he gives him a mug. More should have been made of what the Doctor has just done because it was so out of character. No, it was not out of character for this narcissistic, vapid Doctor who wasn't the Doctor. But it's not out of character at all. He very rarely did things like the Doctor would do. Indeed, Belinda, who has not known the Doctor all that long, responds to his first threat to the kid with the words, "That's not him. It's just an excuse that the hologram does the hitting." What? And the Doctor's at the Doctor's direct command, right? Or that the Doctor's been triggered by a kid's effort to kill 3 trillion people in an instant, akin to the death of the Time Lords. Yeah, again, but the Doctor is supremely moral, while at the same time being like having failings. I like the Doctor having failings, right? Being vain and somewhat arrogant, right? I do like that, but never cruel or cowardly, right? I mean, this was just cruel and cowardly. Right? Although I will say the same for the Jodie Whittaker Doctor as well, cruel and cowardly. I will say the same for the David Tennant too, and I'll say the same for Joe Martin. These are terrible Doctors, right? He still repeatedly hits a defenseless man without any consequence, yes. But at the end of the episode, Belinda tells the Doctor, "You scared me back there. Well, wait and see what I'm going to do with you. I'm going to completely erase your life and replace you with another person and make you a single mother." Right? I mean, like, it's not fun being a single mother, right? It's much better to be a married mother. You're wonderful. That's how different is that from the end of the Robot Revolution, where he challenges the glib way he used her DNA and calls him dangerous. That was a big moment, and it would have fitted well here. Okay. Yeah, this episode was just a mess. And again, it was just designed to give Juno Dawson a TV writing credit. And again, in their idiocy, they genuinely thought this was going to be really successful, right? But it's just shit, right? It was just shit. And you can tell they're kind of writing on the fly. By the way, like, why can't this child talk? She looks like she's 9. Like, what is up with that? Anyway. So, on to just one of the greatest failures of TV of all time. Wish World, the reality war. Right? And again, it just seems so clear they didn't give a shit. Right? They just did not give a shit. We start in Bavaria, 1865, in a really nasty sequence where the Rani, Archie Punjab, kills a mother and steals a baby. It's just horrible. Right? It really, and she turns all the kids into animals or something. It was really genuinely horrible. Right? Reason Regeneron steals a newborn magic baby. And fuck off, magic baby. I mean, like, I remember John Pertwee. I'm hearing John Pertwee in The Demons saying there's no such thing as magic. Right? There's no such thing as magic. She kisses the baby and excels while making a wish. And the baby's full family becomes violet, ducks, and then... Yeah, it's horrible. Right? But again... This is Doctor Who by people who have no moral value. And they really have no moral values. Right? It's they don't understand what it is to be a parent, what it is to have a family. They keep saying, "Oh, forget your family. You hang out with a family that says it's okay to cut your cock and balls off." Right? Not that icky family that don't want you to cut your cock and ball off. Balls, I should say, off. There's been magic in Doctor Who before. What episode was it? of the demons. I want to put up that clip. Maybe think. Here, 1 second. I'll go look through on YouTube. Doctor Who. Hang on. Doctor Who, the Demon's Magic. No, it's a bit where they're talking to what's the name? Is this it? Maybe it's episode 5 or 6. I don't know. I can't find the clip. But it's when he's talking to what's her name, the White Witch, and she goes, "But that's magic." You know, he said, "No, that's science." Okay, that's when things could be written from it, like not scientifically accurate, scientifically plausible. Right? And look, okay, the big difference is we see it in Star Trek. You know, in the 60s, in the 80s, whatever, where they wanted to time travel in Star Trek, what they do, they fly around the sun and slingshot on the sun's gravitational pull to like whip them around the planet to make them go at such incredibly high speeds they travel in time. Whereas in today's Star Trek, they have time crystals, right? Not quite as clever, right? Not quite as clever. There's been magic Doctor Who before and the fairy tale vibe, but this one suggests the story is about to unfold as something straight out the Brothers Grimm. If only it was that good. It was just disjointed and nonsensical. And it was also from the worldview of someone like Rusty Davies, who's if anybody thinks that if you say it's a bad thing for a 50-year-old man in a thong and fake tits and heels to twerk in the face of a 5-year-old in the middle of the street, all right, that he also thinks you want to put people in wheelchairs in concentration camps, right? Because he's crazy. And still before the end times, we will find ourselves in a strikingly mundane suburbia London 2025. The Dr. and Blender last seen an exploding TARDIS. Now, Mr. and Mrs. John Smith contently married with a young child called Poppy, who was just so weirdly cast. And no memory of their real lives. The fact that Doctor Who is fiction, read out by a sinister, smiling Conrad Clark from Lucky Day. Lucky Day is such a bad script, right? It's such a stupid, like, it just fails completely. Like, I was kind of well disposed to Pete McTeague until Lucky Day. And I'm like, nope, fuck off, leave me alone, never come back to Doctor Who again. We learn that Conrad is, with the help of the magic stolen baby, wishing supposedly idyllic world into existence. Well, it was an idyllic world, quite frankly. Right? And again, the idea that the shithole, the tranny shithole that you've made England, right, is not a good thing. Yeah, I mean, let me see if I can pull up a random video to back up my claims. It'll be over here, I think. I think it's on a folder called Queer Shit. There we go. Disney Winners drag again. Let's go for. Let's see what this is. Let's see what drag again is. Yeah, this is degenerate, right? Having adult, deeply sexualized adult entertainment in public is degenerate. Yeah, this is degenerate. I love the defenses. Oh, kids love it. Oh, yeah, kids will like crack cocaine too. Give that a try. Yeah. So if you find this degenerate shit, yeah, according to Rusty Davies, you want to throw everybody in a concentration camp. It was a white and straight. No. So fine. Despite its best efforts, it glitches. The repeated motive of cups dropping through solid tabletops, which really didn't make any sense, to shatter on the floor is brilliant. Simple signifier that something being wrong with it, but it made no sense. Also effective is how scared everyone is in their bliss. Again, Russell Davis got this insane idea in his head that if you're happily married, right, with, straight happily married, you're really deeply depressed and wanting to be gay. No, it's not true at all, right? It's not true at all. There are consequences of the slightest doubt or wonder for thinking the wrong thoughts, where, again, which group of people cannot tolerate any idea outside their social group? Would it be like the MAGA, Trumpian, Farage side of the world, right? Or is it the trans people? I think it's trans people. Cannot coexist with anybody who thinks differently from them, right? They think somebody saying, no, I don't think you're a woman because you have a penis is, a Holocaust. Yeah, it's not. It's not. You're just fucking bonkers, mate. Right? Genuinely fucking bonkers. So Ruby Sunday turns up on the doorstep seeking help. Belinda phones the authorities. She then reports her husband when he has expressed interest in mugs and men. Belinda is in turn reported by her own mother, as is Ruby by her mum. Everyone has doubts, and yet they're all complicit maintaining this world. Again, that does seem like, the bonkers trans people of the world. Then at midnight, the same day, it all starts over again, and everyone is back where they started, ready to betray their loved ones again. It's a compelling, that's not really. It's a compelling nightmare of oppressive social convention. No, it's an expression of complete and total batshit insanity, right? And that's all it is. It's an expression of complete and total jabbering batwit insanity, right? Fine. The production design really helps convey the wrongness of it all. It makes no sense. Like the whole bone palace, and I don't understand any of it because there's no sense to any of it. That's why I do like that Faris is in this episode. And Faris has turned out to be a bit of a dick in my estimation, right? And he was in. They made the ramp for him into the TARDIS, which I fucking hated, and everybody else fucking hated other than him. And now he's in this episode, which is widely lambasted in fandom as being one of the shittest things of all time, which I just find quite funny. Because he has so much arrogance, right, about it. The story is something like Souls the Henderson, what the hell, about the way it makes us conform. Now, again, look, you want to know how most people are happy? Doing normal shit, right? I mean, that's where happiness comes from. Generally speaking, for most people, right, the way to happiness is doing the stuff the Bible tells you to do. Be honest, have integrity, right? Be loyal, have values, right? And you will be happier for it. It's like, I wouldn't lock anybody into that lifestyle that doesn't want to be in that lifestyle. But to say that lifestyle is inherently intolerable, which is what they're saying, of normative, heterosexual normalcy and parenthood, right? It's a good thing. Arrested Mr. and Mrs. Smith are delivered to an even wilder feat of production design. The extraordinary skeletal temple of the two Ranas. Archie Punjabi and Anita Dobson are like two cats playing with their prey. Now, Archie Punjabi was good as Samara, right? What's her name? Anita Dobson, not so much, because she didn't know that's who she was playing. Right? I got nothing scientific about Anita Dobson's take on the Rani. All right? What's that? These smart memories conveyed by the clips of late Kate and Mara in her heyday. The three incarnations of Mara are all at once. The clips include bit from Dimension and Time, when meaning that Doctor and East in the crossover is in 1993 is irrefutably part of Doctor Who canon. No, I am sorry. Was it this issue? Yeah, 1 second. We will return to this, but later in this issue, they categorically deny that. Yeah, over here. Where is it? Borzov Sussex clinging to the TARDIS the whole time. In an alternate timeline where gravity is known as Mavity, the Osirian time-space corridor between Sutek's tomb and the old Prairie House was actually the time-space vortex itself, where Sutek attached himself to the TARDIS and traveled with the Doctor for hundreds of years, evolving into a Titan, dispatching. It says it's in an alternate timeline, okay? Which means, no, it's not canon. It's canon in the alternate timeline. Where is it? Where is it? In case anyone ever doubted, does that mean that Rani has consciously adopted the guise of publican anti-watch? No, it means this is meaningless shit that you don't have to think about. As part of the plan, the Rani abruptly decides to kill the Doctor as London melts away around them. A thrilling cliffhanger with no obvious way out for the Doctor or his friends. It would be a thrilling cliffhanger if you gave a shit about this Doctor. I love the way they made the Doctor Who book look like a Harry Potter book because, J.K. Rowling's another evil bigot, isn't it? I mean, God, these people are fucking insane. They're all fucking insane. In fact, the next episode resolves matter pretty quickly, which is what a cliffhanger should be doing. Well, the Rani's plan involves Conrad the Doctor. Conrad the Doctor gets help from a character included, introduced in a recent episode. In this case, Anita from last year's Christmas special, who's now pregnant, and they open doors in the middle of the sky for no apparent reason. It's great to see their friendship rekindled, and Doctor rallies his friends to battle the Rani. Like so many battles they've waged against the baddies before, except this one, they defeat the evil with the power of queerness, right? What makes this different is the power of queerness. Is the what? He's wearing a fucking dress. The Doctor's wearing a dress and the Rana's wearing a pair of pants. Okay, then. The Doctor and now have a young daughter who they may lose as a consequence of pursuing this war. But again, the arc for Belinda, the entire season was get Belinda back home, right? And they did. You lost Belinda completely and turned her into something else. A single mother in a giant house. I'm like, being a single mother is not fun. People are better if they're in committed relationships, right? And look, I have 4 kids, right? I have 2 boys and 2 girls. The 2 boys are married, and they're doing okay, right? They're doing okay. The 2 girls have gone batshit crazy, right? Because they're not married, because there's a lot more women than there are men, essentially. And they're getting increasingly crazier, right? And it's because, girls need a bloke. Blokes need a girl, right? Generally speaking, I mean, I'm not gay, obviously, right? But you need a commit. You need somebody to anchor you, right? And it needs to be a lifetime commitment, right? Which again, it qualitatively makes your life better. It's. I don't think it's something the queer world can really understand because it's something the queer world doesn't have. All right. The Doctor and Rabbi bravely dash across the Rana's base to turn the tables at Omega. Did they even mention Omega? Who was once argued his case so eloquently that the Doctor sympathized with him before blowing him up. There's now a giant ender-level monster. How quickly convenient to dispose of the new Rani before being quickly conveniently disposed of by himself. It was dumb. Right, it was dumb. I was on Dan's channel last night, and I had to leave when they started talking about Star Trek because it was too late, right? But they were talking about Strange New Worlds and Kurtzman Trek in general, and how they chase this new TikTok audience, right? And they're desperate to get to it, and they completely change what Star Trek is or what Doctor Who is in this case to please that audience, and it's an absolutely failed idea. What they should do is make Star Trek be like Star Trek. They should make Doctor Who be like Doctor Who. And you'll still get the same amount of people who like Star Trek and who like Doctor Who gravitating because they like Star Trek and they like Doctor Who. When you make it the same as everything else, there's no reason for anybody to pay attention. And then at the same time, if you want to bring the TikTok crowd in, you should make, short episodes, or serialize them. Okay, the best analogy is a modern version of the newspaper comic strip, which is like 5 panels a day. Like a couple of weeks, have a 3-minute episode, and it like builds into a larger story, right? And make that for social media, make that for TikTok, make that for Facebook. And honestly, you'll do well with it. You would genuinely do well with it. The Doctor and Ruby bravely dash across the Ram's base. Oh my god! What again? Why? This way, then blasted by a gun-toting Doctor. The main business is all dealt with just about 35 minutes into the episode. It's reminiscent of the Dalek invasion of Earth, where the Daleks get dealt with rather speedily in the last episode, allowing for the emotional coda, which the Doctor loses a family member. Well, at that point, you cared. One day I shall come back. Oh, yes, I will come back. There, the Doctor realizes his granddaughter Susan has fallen in love and wants to remain on Earth, but will never leave him and does, making a decision for her. Judging by the evidence of this year's episode, he has never quite got over it. I still think that's probably one of the best companion leaving scenes ever. Right? You can still his pain as he closes the TARDIS doors. Right? I really think it's one of the best companions. Let me think. Okay, well, I said, let's go through them. Well, Susan, that's way up there. Ian and Barbara, that was fun, but the Susan one carries a lot more weight, right? Then you got, how did Vicky leave? How did Vicky leave? I can't remember. What was the last episode? Was it Mythmakers? No, that's Stephen. Hang on. What's the last story? Doctor Who companion Vicky. Played by Maureen O'Brien. What story was she in? Okay, so it was one of the lost stories from Mythmakers. Right. So I've never seen it, but it's a standard falling in love. First, that's Vicky. Then Dodo just vanishes in the middle of an episode. Stephen ends up being king of this alien planet. And again, I haven't seen that, so I can't remember anything. I mean, yeah, Sarah Kingdom's death is pretty heavy, right? As is Katerina. But I still think the poignance of Susan's death, Susan's leaving, is much harder, right? Much harder to deal with. Okay, so then you go Ben and Polly. No, they just sort off pretty early. Then did I miss it? Ben, Polly, Jamie comes in. Okay, the Jamie and Zoe one is nearly as good as the Susan one, right? I mean, the Jamie and Zoe one, right? Polly is just Victoria just was kind of screamy a lot. And okay, no, Joe Grant's leaving, right? I mean, the Liz Shaw's exit wasn't great. So wait, which is better, Joe Grant's exit or Susan? They're both in the same ballpark. They're both in the same, in the same ballpark. So who else? So we got Ben, Joe Grant. Then you have Sarah Jane. No, because that was both Sarah Jane and Leela leaving. The Doctor masked his emotion by being somewhat of a dick. So it didn't have the same resonance as Joe Grant or Susan, which they're the standouts right now. Okay, so then we have Sarah Jane, Leela. Leela leaving because she fell in love with Andrea. Don't buy it. Then Romana. Look, honestly, by the time she left, they were mid-divorce and hated each other. And they were essentially like, oh, thank fuck for that. Go away. Right? Then you got Adric. Nissa and Tegan. No, none. Even Adric, not even close. Right, not even close. Especially Tegan. A lot of good people died today. Then Perry. Oh, Perry's not bad. Perry's not as good as Joe Grant or Susan, but it's the number 3 one, right? I'm not sure which is top. It's Joe Grant or Susan, number 3 one. So Perry. Then Mel goes off to make Savalon Glitzer's life a living hell. I mean, like it seems to me that Mel would have been sold to Orion slave traders pretty darn quick in that in that case scenario. Ace left there's a billion different leaving stories for Ace. Okay, fine. So Rose's exit is it? That's in the top 4. I think it's better than Paris. That's in the top 3. Rose is really good, right? Rose is really good. Who's after Rose? Martha? No, that wasn't a big deal. Neither was Donna. Well, maybe. No, Donna was good. I mean, she having a memory erase, that was pretty darn good. But it's still, I would put I would put Susan, Joe Grant, and Rose way above that, right? Then we got Amy and Rory. I put that basically at the same level. That's that's the second tier. That's with Donna. And Clara had just been way too played out, frankly. And Bill Potts you weren't really with her long enough. Okay. So I'm still sticking with Joe Grant and Susan. I think Susan is the most you make up your own mind, but I think Susan is the most poignant exit. I'll do Susan, Joe Grant, Rose, maybe Donna. Sarah James was quite a much for the audience, says Archie Gordon, and you are exactly right. Would the Evil Rise want to buy Mel? I mean, really? Target practice, if nothing else. There we are. Fine, we're back to this. So here things are more kind of Poppy is saved and then isn't. Only Ruby remembers her, but then she convinces the doctor to go back and look for the child he can't remember. Yeah, Poppy is an abstraction, an idea of a person, but he willingly gives up his life to find her. The twist is that in doing so, she's no longer his daughter. This whole thing was just contrived shit. And it really, genuinely was contrived shit. No longer his daughter. Whatever the logic of this, it's beautifully moving. Played not least the relationship between the Dr. Belinda and Poppy. Given that my own path to becoming a father was not exactly straightforward, I really see the Doctor's sense of loss for something he didn't even know what it was. Who's writing this? Hang on. Simon Guria. Okay, so I guess he adopted or had IVF or something. And I really feel the loss for this doctor. I do not at all. Right? I do not at all. This doctor seems to be interested in jerking off strangers in nightclubs, not in having relationships with children. Right? Unless, the stranger he's jerking off in a nightclub happens to be a child. For the first time, it was a regeneration not officially announced in advance and a huge shock for the majority. It wasn't for me. That underlined how much we've loved shooting out with Doctor. That we were dancing with joy. As the bold swagger of his run. If you mean that being super gay, no. If bold swagger is some kind of code for wiping cum off his ass, then okay, that makes sense. It's been an absolute joy, he says in closing. Yeah, well, again, it's all about joy for you, mate. Right? It's been a fucking nightmare for everybody else, but for you, it's been a joy. I'll just add one thing. Thank you. Okay. Oh, and Ken. Simon Guria, I mean, this is a great work of fiction. You've done very well. Unlike Omega. I mean, this is shit. It is shockingly shit. And they stole Autumn Mirabilis's design for Omega as well. All right, it's really weird. They look, this era, I'm not going to say definitively they ripped off people I know. But like Autumn Mirabilis's insignia for Omega was based on the Arc of Infinity, seal he had on. And so was this. So you could say that was similar. But man, there are so many similarities between this and what was the scrapped Omega? What were they going to do with it instead, PD? Right? But there's so many similarities between this and season 14, Dr. Alex's thing. It's really weird. I'm not saying he saw Dr. Alex and read it and ripped him off, right? But there's he's got the Rani in it. There's a bunch of heavy similarities, and the crab version. Oh god, yeah, that you're absolutely true. It's going to be another crap monster. Instead, it was the bone palace. It was all just stupid. It's all even pretty no drugs. RIP Doctor Who hashtag. Well, that's like Keir Starmer saying, "Oh yes, I love the British flag. I like to hang it up." They're trying to own it to depower it, and it was a massive failure because RIP Doctor Who turned out to be exactly the case. Doctor Who did RIP pretty darn quickly. All right, this one annoys the hell out of me, right? It annoys the hell out of me. Let's see if we can find here. First Doctor Unbound. Let's see if we can find their news announcement about this. First Doctor Unbound. Man, when was this even announced? Is there a way you can read back through their announcements? Because it's got to go back quite a ways. Now, so let's go back a year, I guess. More. This is the Doctor versus the Monk. Okay. Should we look at this one or the general release one? So it can't be far away. Because they're producing something not as what they described. Right? They're selling something totally different. Which is what I thought they will be doing. Which is why I didn't buy it. So good for me. Very sad. Where is it? Oh, man. Big Finish, LGBTQ plus characters in Spotlight. They're always in the spotlight. They're only in the spotlight. That's the only spotlight you care about. Certainly not the spotlight of good stories. Oh, I'm about to give up looking for this. There should be a way you can search the news. Right? It's really dumb that there isn't a way that you can search the news. Oh, back. No, I'm about to give up. First Doctor era. No. Lost Cyberman story for the... Oh, God, no, that was dull. Okay, let's go back up to the release announcement of this. Because, again, this isn't the first Doctor adventure. The first Doctor adventures are now the... By the way, I heard on Downstream last night that you had to pay like £200 for a future Doctor figure on eBay. That's how much it is. eBay.com. Fugitive... Which, again, I would never buy this. But £200? Are you kidding me? Figure. Blimey. Yeah, well, 900 shekels. That's how much is that in plus? So that's that's 1 second. Dollar shekel. So you go 900. So that's $300. Not me. How much is in sterling? United Kingdom. Oh, was it British pound maybe? Brazilian. No. UK pound? No. United. No. England. Oh, no, so why can't I just find the country? No. Again, I'm going to try. Really, there's nothing other Brazilian. No. And United Kingdom? No. United Arab Emirates. Where's England on this? What the hell? Okay, I've tried England. I tried Britain. I tried United Kingdom. Sterling, maybe. British sterling, English sterling. No. How can I not Canadian dollar? I found literally everything apart from British sterling. I give up then. Okay, £369. Are you kidding me? Right, and that's just like not in a million years. I bet Look, there's what couple £100 for a fugitive doctor figure. I think you can get Joe Martin to give you a hand job for $150. Frankly, right? I think that would be the way to go if you go splash your money around. Anyway, let's see if I can find the announcement for. No, why is this not working? I should have opened it in a new window when I first saw it. But again, look, that big finish are still operating. I find it incredible. I really do. Here it is. So fine. This is called like the Unbound. So the Unbound range are like possible other Doctor Who's. Now, if you're unaware, David Bradley played Doctor Who in Capaldi's final story. And Adventure in Time and Space. He played it a lot, but that was the main first Doctor range, right? When you had the TARDIS crew from Adventure in Time and Space take on the roles, right? So then that main first Doctor range moved to Stephen Noonan, and they were going to keep the David Bradley crew, right? And the idea was to have give it a Peter Cushing like tinge, right? To make it like more in the Peter Cushing universe. Let's see what they say. Dave Bradley. Here's the medieval England, the first Doctor Unbound, the Knights of the Round TARDIS, a brand new full cast audio drama for release in September 2025. Doctor Unbound is a brand new trilogy feature-length audio drama in which the first Doctor and his companions are played by the actors as seen in the 2013 Biopic Adventure in Time and Space. In the first 2 hour full cast, is it 2 hours? Okay, full cast adventure. Dave Bradley, blah, 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 visits the 13th century Oxford with the daughter Susan, Claudia Grant, and school teachers Ian and Barbara, right? But the point was it's supposed to be Unbound. It's supposed to be like a Cushing-esque Doctor. No, right? It's not at all. It's the fact. Yeah, let me read a review of it. Somebody sent me. Right, and it really annoys the heck out of me. It really does, because why lie? Right. I mean, that's really the bottom line. Why lie like this? It's beyond me. So yeah, just a review comment about the David Bradley audio that just came out. It's Unbound in title only and nothing else. There's no Technicolor Cushing approach, which I was so up for that. There's nothing within the story that takes the TARDIS team out of the universe. In fact, it's probably one of the most continuity-heavy stories in recent times. They reference the encounter with the Master. Reference the Aztecs. Which Master? I wonder. It must be the what's it called one. The James Dreyfus one, right? And they explicitly have recast the Butterworth monk, who is targeting the Doctor because he nicked his directional control from the the Daleks from the Daleks master plan, and further to reinforce it's not unbound. They even have a convoluted reason for the Doctor not remembering the events of the Time Meddler. It's an outright promotional lie. Even if a second set changes direction, the initial outing doesn't reflect the advertising. I agree completely. Right? Like why lie? I don't get it. Well, and why do this at all? This is essentially the same as the Stephen Noonan one, but seemingly inferior. Here's the the trailer for it, right? And you'll see again, this has got absolutely nothing to do with the Cushing, the Cushing TARDIS.
What are you up to, Doctor?
The coordinates are set to the time and place from whence you left. This is the end of the story. Your adventures are over, my boy. I'm taking you home.
Yeah, this is exactly like all the other ones they did. Like genuinely exactly the same. Okay.
From Big Finish Productions, The First Doctor Unbound, Knights of the Round TARDIS.
It's Earth! You've done it, Grandfather!
Well, of course. It was a simple matter once I set my mind to it.
Idyllic. A rural market town. Northern Europe, I'd say. Probably England.
Anyway, yeah, look, obviously, this is not an unbound story. And again, why are they taking the piss? I don't understand. Do you have any information about the next one? But I am so glad I didn't get this. Oh, man, I am glad about that. When's it supposed to come out? January? I think they've really shot themselves in the foot. All right. Do we know anything about it? I think they've really shot themselves in the foot with this one. All right. Sadly, right? Because I thought it was a good idea. But they really screwed up. But Big Finish, they like screwing up. Right? It's one of their favorite things in the world. They certainly do it enough. Right? They're very good at it. Anyway, that's this. Doctor Who spin-off star teases a romantic plot and reveals more about a regal character sort. So, yeah, it's non-human fucking. What a shock. What a shock. Yes, you don't have to just love your opposite sex that well. But most people do, and virtually everybody stays in the same species, right? There are so many layers to the story. Are they all queer? Yes, they are. Some of those layers are like my pussy lips. They're layers, right? Well, that's nice. That's nice. Good for you, darling. Guga Mbatha Raw, who, let's face it, if she wasn't so hot, couldn't get away with that name, who's set to star in the upcoming Doctor Who spin-off that nobody wants or cares about, has a teaser show will involve a love story between her and Russell Tovey, the super gay Russell Tovey. The war between the land and sea, which is expected to air next year. Well, if it doesn't air next year, it's gone. I can't imagine it ever airing at that point. We'll see Earth in chaos as the sea devils emerge from the oceans to wage war on humanity. The actress set to play Salt the amphibian, who is described as very regal presence. Mbatha Raw told Screen Rant, I think that Russell T Davies is such a clever writer. Well, good for you. Right? And I think there are so many layers of the to the story. There's a love story. There's a whole two worlds aspect. Presumably the story will be between Mbatha Raw's Salt and Russell Tovey's Barclay. And every man character, please, who finds himself in the center. Okay, no one cares. Like no one cares, mate. All right, let's see what even on the sci-fi tab. From his planned 90-minute special, no. Yeah, no, it's going to agree with the virtual alien Earth. I don't know what she thinks about it. Does she like it? Because I like it. 2 years before her. Speaking to Collider, what am I about about it is it's non-alien centric. It's what we'll be living in the next 100 years. Hey, look, she's always been an intelligent, actor. Okay, whatever. She doesn't hate it. I don't doubt she's in it. Oh my God, let's look at this. Doctor Who stars Jodie Whittaker mannequin reveal how 13 years of relationship has changed for a new adventure. What's great about the episode exploring Yaz being a bit more combative against the Doctor? What, you realise that she's an insane cunt over you at last? Well, good for you. Where is it? Here, let's look at the trailer for it. Is this it? God help us.
So many lives, had so many faces, but this one, well,
least convincing ever, right? You cosplay Doctor.
It's a breath of fresh air, new eyes, new.
I mean, breath of fresh air in that you're nothing like the Doctor and shit. Well, I think it's more of a breath of shitty air.
New perspective, but in some ways, I'm the same old Doctor.
No, you're not, darling. You're not.
I keep moving because I have to. I help.
Yeah, the others didn't move because they had to. They moved because they wanted to.
Out where it's needed. I never ignore a cry for help.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You're a bit of a cunt that way, actually.
But you've got to let people get on with their lives after you've done what you can. Don't want to hang around and mess it up for them, because that always happens. Trouble follows me wherever I go.
She's just a bad actor. I'm sorry. And she's just like, who's buying this? Please tell me who's buying this.
The universe is such a crazy, beautiful, amazing place, and it's a million times better when you've got a mate along for the ride. Okay, so it can be scary, dangerous, and terrifying too, but that's even more reason to have a hand to hold. I've got this friend. She's 1 in a million.
Yes, I want to scissor her in the TARDIS.
Not everyone sticks with it. We've said goodbye to the fam along the way. But Yaz, she loves this life as much as me. Maybe.
Yeah. She turned into a really weird character, right? When she was like, was she living in the other TARDIS for a while?
Maybe it's time I dropped in on her again. So much to show you. So much to share. It's going to be brilliant.
Well, I can see that if you like the Jodie Adventures, that sounds exciting. All right. Again, I'm fascinated to know if these are, A, doing well or like scratching the itch for the people who like this, which I can't imagine either is true. Fine. So they're not so much about sizzling TARDIS. She wants to fight now. Okay. Doctor Who's or Jodie Whittaker, Mandip Gill have teased a new dynamic in their characters in their next adventure in the Whoniverse. Whoniverse is dead. Dead and gone and unmourned. I'm quite happy to see it go. I wasn't really sure about it at first. Anyway, the pair who were last seen together on screen as the 13th Doctor and Yaz in the Yaz card in 2022 is the power of the Doctor. Our central replies roles to return in the Return of the Doctor. The second of 12. Oh, is that name the Return of the Doctor? What? Return of the Doctor. The second of the new 12 audio adventure on Big Finish Productions. Speaking about how Yaz and 13's relationship changed in the new outing, Jodie Whittaker said, Keith Thump, what's great about this episode is the exploration of Yaz being a bit more combative against the Doctor. Oh, Doctor, why don't you want to scissor me in the TARDIS? Oh, Keith Thump, we'll all just get hurt. Yeah, it just writes itself. Is it really called The Return of the Doctor? Really? Let's have a look. I can't believe that. Really? I mean, I can. The Return of the Doctor. Okay, it is called that. She added, we're often quite in sync, but the Doctor, not particularly is getting challenged about having to justify certain bits of personality. It's really good for her. Gil added, throughout most of the TV series, Yash was learning a lot. Man, she flicking her button off the Doctor and through most of Flux. Learning a lot from the Doctor. It's amazing to me. No matter how shit the Whittaker years were, and they were really, really, really bad woke shit of poorly written stories, they were still more Doctor Who-y than the Ncuti era. Like, they tried to be Doctor Who. Ncuti era tried to be something totally different with just a Doctor Who logo on the front. Doctor. So she, but in the series, their friendship has developed to a point where she can go. She can argue when she doesn't agree. She can question the Doctor's decisions and what she thinks the Doctor should be, and can take charge of it when, which might not always be helpful. It's never helpful. I mean, again, this is the Jodie Whittaker Doctor. She's never helpful. Right? She's always a pain in the ass in the way. Oh God! I think again, I imagine all the other doctors, run around to try and give her something to do to keep her out of trouble. 30 made her clear she reciprocated Jasmine's feelings and pulled around the Legion of the Sea Devils, another reason that was shit. Having saved the people Zarans from an evil alien threat, the Doctor and Yaz sail off on their next adventure. Only this time, Yaz wonders if they're moving on or running away. Again, it would be so much better if it wasn't written by people who are like very what's the word I'm looking for? Superficial, right? They're very superficial and kind of dumb, right? For that matter. The continuing grudge, convincing a grudging Doctor to return into a planet. They are shocked to find the Zarans are in turmoil. What did the Doctor do? Why is the city in ruins? What's that voice in Yaz's head? So it's essentially, I think I saw this the other day. It's essentially, what's it called again? Face of Evil with shit actors and a bad script. Well, there you go. Oh man, that sounds like an epically bad idea. It really does. It sounds like an epically bad idea. Anyway, oh man, I'm running out of steam. Oh, 10 actors who could play the 16th Doctor. It's not going to be the 16th Doctor. Here's what I think the BBC wants to happen desperately, right? They want to start with Billie Piper. All right, going, oh, hello, right? And then, so she'll go all glowy, boom, and she'll then break into her and David Tennant. They'll have one further adventure that the TARDIS like calling back their forms for one particular reason, right? They will have adventure together and then regenerate into a new Doctor. So who do they think is a good idea? 16, I mean, like, Matthew Bainton. Well, okay, he's a white guy, so quite impressive, really. Matthew Bainton can't recognizable face on British television and has been popular. Popularity is at a real peak thanks to the massive success of BBC's Ghosts and the recent Taskmaster. I have no idea who he is. He plays the hopelessly romantic Regency poet Thomas, a character that, for the most part, is endearingly silly, but a bit more pretentious. Blah 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 blah. I don't know who he is. I don't know. Baton sits within the age bracket of the that's underexplored in the New Who, striking a balance between youth on the Gatwa and maturity. You mean he's like 35? Okay, good. Saran Jones, no. Okay, look, we've really established that the Doctor is a male role, right? And if you have a woman play, I mean, like right now, because they've just destroyed the character so much, they need to have a white bloke who doesn't talk about their sexuality at all. Right, so it is a bad idea, right? It would have been a better idea before Jodie Whittaker, but it's about Jodie Cook. Fuck off! What is wrong with you people? Are they all going to be chicks? Apart from that one guy, Murray. No, we basically had a Mari Douglas, a shitty fucking Gatwa. No, fucking hell. Oh, let's do exactly the same thing all over again, right? Yeah, no. I'm sorry, mate. Look, I think Amari Douglas is probably another act like Shooty Gatwa, defined by their skin color and sexuality. Ritu Uria, again, she's a chick. She's an Umbrella Academy. Okay, man. Again, a good story that was absolutely and completely destroyed by Elliot Page, Voyage of Discovery. Right, I couldn't watch the second season. It's a bad idea. They're all chicks. It's really okay. Sophie de she wasn't even good playing Loki. She was boring and underpowered in that. What are they thinking? Like, genuinely, what are they thinking? Robert Sheehan, not a bad choice. I think a bit too manic. I think he's not a bad choice. I have to say, he's a good actor. I'd rather see something like Joseph Gilgood if you're going to go something like that. Right? Really? Okay, that's the best choice so far. That's genuinely the best choice so far. Wait, what's his name? Alexander Sickie? No, I don't think so. I imagine his doctor will be a bit of a live wire who keeps you on your toes and chaos. Last time Cold Menace. He might be slightly out of the show's league these days, but not impossible. Yeah, if it's something he wanted to do. Alexander Sitting, it's maybe in the 90s. I think now? Yeah, I know. He just seems a little bit, over the hill now. And he was never that what's the word I'm looking for? Charismatic? Yeah, he was good looking, not charismatic. No, Elizabeth Doolittle. You just saw her in another TV show that you thought she was good in a role that's nothing like the Doctor. You go, oh yeah, no, you're just looking for chicks. For goodness sake. Like, how? Will Sharp, who's that? Will Sharp, who was second choice to play the 15th Doctor. And honestly, you can see why. Will Sharp has risen in prominence in recent years with success in The White Lotus. He plays Ethan, a complex character who's quite exterior mask, insecurity. Well, let's see if we can find a Will Sharp. Let's see what I can find on YouTube. Will Sharp. He looks a bit too much. I'm trying to find like a bit of a show reel of him. And he just seems like not. I'll do Will Sharp clip. Netflix. No, some on Jonathan Ross. I have no idea. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, no. I honestly, it just seems like you got to go for like and maybe he's a great actor, but I doubt it. Like I just doubt it. Like most things are like identity casting, right? Alexander is it? Tom Ellis is the obvious answer, right? Tom Ellis is the obvious answer. Who was just in the reasonably good Thursday Murder Club, right? Which I did quite enjoy. So it's just a dumb idea, mate. That is just a dumb idea. Well, Doctor Who things. Every modern companion, no. I say 10 episodes you're way too harsh on. Boomtown, no, that was it wasn't good. It was a filler episode. It felt like it. TV movie is great. Don't be harsh on it. TV movie is great, and I do recommend getting the 4K version, well, to 4K product. It takes you away. There was no point of that wasn't shit, right? No, we weren't harsh enough on it. It takes you away. Are you crazy? Day of the Daleks is awesome, especially the special edition. They go from like shit to awesome. What's next one going to be? Should be shit. Dragonfire. Well, okay. I've always said the main way to fix Dragonfire is by fixing this cliffhanger, which here, let me see if we can pull it up. Doink. Go doink. It's a cliffhanger to episode 1, is it? Is it episode 1 or episode 2? I think I'd say episode 2, maybe. Doing. All right, so definitely cliffhanger here. Oh, wait, no, it was. Right. This unintelligible cliffhanger. Right. Hang on. Let me see the entire on episode 1 then. Here, drink. Dragonfire Extended Edition. Oh, why didn't that? Oh, yeah, he was very. Every pill was very good. Sophie Order was good. Right. So you have the Doctor. When do we see it? It's before. Oh yeah, you have the Doctor, and he comes to this. Where is it? This bit where he can't get by. So what they really should have done over here, right? You have him walking along. Hang on. Like I would have had like a CGI of like this rock face like collapsing, and you could just see it's like it's broken off. The ice has formed over the. Now I got off. This is how long ago was this? 88. How many years have I not known this? It was 88. So 98, 2008, 2018. So coming up to what? 30. What was it? 37 years. I never saw that the ice had grown over the walkway. What they really should have had is like some kind add in a little bit of scene of some pebbles falling, causing a rock slide, which knocks this out, right? And then he has to climb down, right? That would, but you can't really see it. So like, or you know, just add in a frame of him looking at it from an angle, right? That you could do with AI. But that's basically everything you need to do to fix Dragonfire. Which I quite like. I think it's certainly the strongest of season 24. Wild Blue Yonder, well, look, it shot itself in the foot with, what was it? Asian, not Sir Francis Drake. Mavity. It shot with Mavity and I can't remember. To start with, but look, it would have been fine as a one of the specials, right? Yeah, from years ago, from his first run. What's the next one? Doink. Trial of a Time. Well, you can't put all Trial into one thing. No, it was really bad. I hate to tell you, it was really bad. Sadly, right? Love of Monsters I quite like, which means the next one I think is going to be really bad. Irredeemable. What is it deep? It's irredeemable. It's really, there's not much you can do to save that. I mean, like, maybe have AI completely repaint over it and sleep them on as totally totally skippable, right? You know, I was watching Bad Batch last night, the Star Wars show, Bad Batch episode 1, and it was excellent. I forgot how good it was. But I was thinking to myself, I bet you can make an AI filter or turn this cartoon, right, into photorealistic realism. Right, and then it'll be awesome, right? That'll be absolutely crazily awesome, right? It'd be fantastic. Yeah, cannot argue with that. Anyway, fine. These are all bad ideas, right? Bad ideas. Leave us alone. Another bad idea. Phoebe Waller-Bridge. So if you don't, now I heard this show was cancelled, but apparently not. Tomb Raider series that Amazon Prime starring Sophie Turner as Laura Croft is, and from Phoebe Waller-Bridge is moving forward after all. It was previously reported that the series was cancelled, but it's now confirmed to be happening, albeit with an addition of 2 new producers. There's no way of polishing up again. Look at Laura Croft's tits, right? Look at Sophie Turner. You can't look at Sophie Turner's because she hasn't got any, right? The details include Sophie Turner is a confirmed star. Phoebe Waller-Bridge is creator, writer, executive producer. She's joined by an LGBTQ plus writer, Chad Hodge, Wayward Pine, Single All the Way, okay, whatever, as executive producer and co-showrunner, alongside Jonathan Tlakin, Shogun, Dope Thief, and Blade Runner 29. Okay, well, for me, this just says, I hope that Amazon doesn't become a streaming partner. Yeah, I mean, honestly, look at this. right? Like, that is not Laura fucking Croft, right? Are you... no one's excited to see your muscles, darling, right? It's not... people want to see your tits. I mean, or nobody wants to see your six-pack. That's what we want to see. Like, it's a sexualized character. Oh, man, that looks like shit. Sophie was training for an upcoming role. Just why? She should be like, I don't know, trying to look hot. I don't know. Oh, it's just such a bad idea, isn't it? It really is. It's such a bad idea. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. And ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.